I don't want to say this out loud, but even my Facebook page is not real. I mean, it's real, but it's not real. You know what I'm saying? My Facebook page isn't real.
I don't know what you're saying.
On my Facebook. The intro music.
Man, this headset is enormous on my head.
Wow, this is very loud. Oh, there we go. Wait.
Hello.
Yeah, that's super loud.
This is your headset volume right here.
Yeah.
Brandon's like,
let's get the sound engineer in here. All right, let's get the sound engineer. Yeah, I'm gonna lower it down just a little bit for all our.
Do you still know the African clicking language?
I do. Well, kind of. It's been a long time since I've been in Africa.
I'm gonna drag this.
What are you doing?
Now I can wedge myself.
Okay, yeah. Core, John. You just got to flex the inner core, and then you won't slide to the other side of the building.
This is episode 4.
Is it? Wow, 4.
Am I loud? Because I don't sound loud.
Yeah, I don't either. But that's okay. Get the sound. Hey, sound engineer, get up here. Meow. Is this like Mr. Wilson, where?
Can you turn my bass up?
All anybody ever sees of Brandel is his butt.
Okay.
So,
what
has happened this last week?
I've been super busy, but it's just chores because the weather's been the weather has been so nice.
Yes,
so nice. I mean, I love the weather. I'm a little Copernicus because we haven't got any rain.
Supposed to have snow on Thanksgiving. That'd
be cool. I'm a little Copernicus because we haven't had rain, and there's trees and leaves and people just randomly burn shit in their front yards. So I have that California fear in the back of my head, even though we're not in California anymore.
When do you think I will be safe to light that bonfire?
I have 8 enormous burn piles on Sperling's property because I've been cutting trees like a madman.
What are you doing with the trees?
Right now, I'm just stacking them up.
So firewood or something?
I don't know.
But not burning them.
Yeah, not burning.
Okay.
Basically, all I'm doing is delimiting them.
Don't say exactly the amount because somebody will be able to find it.
Yeah.
How many rough acres did he get?
How do I say that? 300 and...
Holy shit, that's enough.
3+.
Wow.
Yeah, 3+.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Are they all in woods or what's it look like?
Yeah, it's 90% woods.
Wow. Has he seen it yet?
Yeah, he's been out here. He's coming Christmas. He'll be out here for Christmas.
Forever?
No. They've got too many big businesses in California. So
he owns businesses? Or
yes.
Really? What's he doing?
Well, his wife
I thought he's a lawyer.
He is a lawyer. Well, he's
a judge.
He's a part-time judge. He's a partner in the
just roughly what's
high law firm.
Okay.
So he's he's a real lawyer, and his wife is a man. I'm going to mess this up, and he's going to be mad at me, or she'll be mad at me. He won't be mad at me. Not an optometrist. Something to do with eye surgery.
Optical surgeon.
Yeah, optical surgeon. That sounds better. And they own 3
of those clinics.
3 of those clinics. Yeah.
She's moving here.
Yeah, they're gonna. I mean, the goal is.
Does she want to do that here?
No, she's gonna fly out because she has.
Because I got a guy.
She's got. They got one place in Texas, 3 places in California, and so she'll be flying to the practices. Like she's already up management, meaning that all these places have their own doctors already and all that shit.
So
yeah.
Dr. Shelton,
yeah,
our optometrist. He just bought another location.
Dr. Shelton.
Yeah, John Shelton. He's worked on you. I believe he has.
Well, I thought he was a dentist.
No,
who was the dentist? Sherman. Okay.
And then the dude,
dude is getting around optometry, dental.
But Sherman's he's an anesthesiologist.
But wait a minute,
let's go. Maxillary surgeon.
Okay, we're going to our optometry. Let's go back to the eyes. Was that the guy that had the place in town that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he has a place like in Lexington on the way to Jackson.
Okay.
But I think he has opened another office like outside of Nashville. There's some fucking super fast growing area out there. I want to say like Gallatin or something.
Everywhere around Nashville.
Amazon came in there, and then the whole town just exploded. It like just exponential growth around it.
Yeah, everywhere in Nashville is
really nice,
out of control.
Really nice like strip malls and stuff. And then the dude that pioneered, or they say he pioneered, Dr. Wang pioneered LASIX. And he worked on Sherman's wife, I think. He did James's eyes. He's done all kinds, but he's like supposed to be the top dude. He's in Nashville, does all that shit.
Yeah, you should be able to get anything done in Nashville now with all the implants that are coming in from around the country.
Yeah, people, it's crazy.
Leave your politics at home.
They won't. They can't help it.
They can't help
know it.
That's the problem.
They leave because of what they hate, and then they want to implement it here.
Yeah.
Because then they can be in control of it, right? Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
What about politics? Anything happens? Let's pretend I haven't seen the news at all.
I haven't seen the news at all either. I've been stretching barbed wire and
4-strand, 3-strand.
I'm doing 5.
What? Why?
I'm doing 5 because John, you will understand this.
Because you're keeping coyotes out.
You will understand this because 5 strands, it looks better.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks better.
You know what looks better than that?
Just
horse fencing.
Horse fence. Yeah, I was going to do.
I'm surprised you didn't build your whole fence out of railroad ties.
Well, I mean, my railroad tie guy thing kind of dried up a little bit, so I got to use what I can get my hands on. I actually was going to do the whole front
in rail ties.
In no climb fence.
Shit we have.
Yeah, that stuff that the goats can't get their feet in.
Yeah.
Because I have the cow that climbs.
Do you have any concept of what that costs?
It get very expensive because I already did. Initially, when we got those cows, I did emergency fencing, and that's what I bought because I didn't know any better.
Right.
And then when we did a fill-in section, I'm like, that stuff's expensive. Why don't I just use the bigger squares? And so I bought the regular fence.
Yep.
And then my fucking cow climbed that fence.
So there's welded wire and there's woven wire. Right?
Yeah.
Welded wire is just, a vertical with horizontals that are kind of just tacked, right? But that stuff, it breaks. You can step on it, you can break it or whatever. Woven, the strand actually wraps around a couple times and goes to the next one. So there's like this machine that makes it. And the difference between like goat wire is small, right? It's like 2 by 4. Mm-hmm. Like some of the wire fencing we have, like rabbits can't get through it because it's only 2 inches wide. Well, I send my guys. They're like, hey, we're going to go fence this back in, right? So that they're like, where do we go? I'm like, just go to Tractor Supply. We know it's going to be expensive, but they're going to have everything we need in one stop. So they come back and it's like $15,000. I'm like, what the fuck what is this, right? He's like, well, we bought this. So instead of getting 4x4 wire, we got 2x4 wire. So there's twice as much wire in the roll, right? But it costs fucking 50% more. They're like, do you want us to take it? I'm like, fuck it, just put it up. We already have it, right? So there's no squirrel. Like squirrels can get in there. There's no rabbits.
Right.
There's nothing getting through that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did it up. It's nice, but it's stupid expensive. Like I wouldn't do it again.
Right.
In today's money, I'd be like, take that shit back.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, so that's basically all I've been doing. I haven't really been looking at the news. I guess the elections are over and the world didn't end.
Nope, Arizona didn't certify.
Yeah, I mean,
isn't that the last holdout? The last in Georgia, right?
That is the last holdout. Georgia's going to have a runoff. Who knows how that'll go? Arizona. I mean, we're at the point where those two things, while the Democrats would jump up and down if they can take the House back or control anything. We're at the point where it doesn't matter, right? So
nothing's happening in the next 2 years.
Yeah, nothing's happening. I mean, nothing that is nothing that will affect us any more than we already. I mean, because we're already on a pretty bad trajectory. I am actually surprised that the Democrats didn't quietly get together and be like, "Hey, man, what we need to do is lose this election." We can all go home and hang out and drink wine while the Republicans try and figure out how to fix this economy.
But the problem with this whole thing is that the Republicans are there drinking wine with them.
Yeah, I mean,
it's all the World Wrestling Federation.
It is the World Wrestling Federation, but the reality is you have to have somebody to blame America's problems on. So if the Democrats would have just handed things over to the Republicans, then for the next 2 years, while the economy is in a tailspin, which is in a tailspin, I mean, go to your local Walmart and see how much stuff they have stacked in the aisles. while the economy's in a tailspin,
but the stuff
it's
stacked
better
in
to
the aisles is all bullshit from 2 Christmases
Yeah, 2
ago
Christmases
that
ago.
nobody
That's
wants.
true.
The shit you do want, they don't fucking have.
You need to be able to point at the Republicans and go, the reason why the economy sucks is the Republicans did this. If you leave yourself in power, then this, in 2 years, everybody's going to be like, well, the reason why the economy sucks is because Joe Biden's an idiot.
So do you know what Balenciaga is?
No, I don't.
It's a fashion designer, right? Like Prada and, shit like that. So they have this ad campaign out right now, and it's a child holding a teddy bear. But the teddy bear is all in BDSM gear. And when you scroll through the photos in the fucking ad campaign, there's a bunch of fucking bondage shit sitting on the table next to the child. And then there's a computer. Have you seen this? There's a computer with some paperwork. And when you zoom in on the paperwork, it's the bill that was just shot down in Supreme Court or whatever that was basically, it is, and I haven't read it. I haven't read into this. Like both sides are going to spin it differently.
Right.
But it's about child porn. It was supposed to shut down a bunch of the fucking child porn stuff, and they voted it. This bill got shot down. So it's basically a child porn pro child porn bill. But Balenciaga, in their ultimate wisdom, thought that it would be cool to just kind of sneak this in their ad campaign, and it just fucking became a shitstorm for it. So they've pulled it all down. But like Candace Owens is blasting it, Marjorie Taylor Greene's blasting it. Well, Balenciaga cut off all of Kanye West shit, right?
Yeah.
Cut ties, and that was part of his money and part of his funding and shit. But he came out talking about this bill specifically, and talking about child pornography, and talking about the evils in the higher powers and stuff. And that's when all these people started shutting him down. But he's back on Twitter now. Elon Musk put him back on Twitter, put a bunch of people back on Twitter. It's just fucking crazy where these people with money in their ad campaigns, how they decide to, like, it's almost like rub it in your face, It's
Well, I think they believe that they're at a level
untouchable.
That they're untouchable. Yeah. And the reality is, if you think about the things that our government's done in the last couple of years, as far as investigating January 6th and finding every person through facial identification that was there, and going after going after parents because the teachers union didn't like what they were saying at these PTA meetings. The federal government could shut down child pornography. I mean, they could do it.
The federal government could shut down drug trafficking.
Yeah, they could do it.
Child trafficking, they could shut all that shit down.
They could do it, but the reality is it's a sad thing to say. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and people are getting paid. And let's be real about this. People that have tons of money, dump trucks of money, are weirdos.
For sure.
They're weirdos. I mean,
sure. And even the war on drugs, right? That was the Republicans. That was Reagan, right?
Yeah.
Nancy Reagan. They didn't stop any fucking drugs. They made the drug problem worse.
Not only did they make it worse, but you have to understand that during the time during the heyday of the war on drugs, they were actually using 3-letter agencies to bring drugs into the United States.
Some of the best movies in the last 5 years are based on that.
There's actually a really good movie. I can't think of the name of it. It's Chris Christopherson, and he's a border patrol agent, and they're doing border interdiction, right? Border interdictions, and the DEA comes in, and they're gonna arrest this guy who's flying dope into the United States, and so they got all the border patrol agents are there, and the plane lands, and the guy starts throwing the dope out. He starts throwing the dope out of the thing. And just as the Border Patrol agents are going in to close on the plane and arrest the guy, there's gunshots. There's like 4 gunshots. Boom, boom, boom. And the dude panics, gets in his plane, and he flies away. And Chris Christopherson, I think it's Chris Christopherson, comes back, and he's like, the DEA agent's just kind of chilling on the ground with his pistol. And he's like, what were you doing? We could have got the guy. And he goes, we did. We just interdicted all that marijuana. And he's like, yeah, but we could stop this. And he goes, stop this? Why would we want to stop this? Do you know how much money we make enforcing this? He goes, there's way too much money involved. If that guy didn't exist, we would make him up.
Right.
It's just way too much money. They wouldn't have jobs. I mean, think about the budget that the FBI gets Right now, they're doing more. They're doing more scam, domestic terrorist cases than anything else, and they have to make it up. They have to make this stuff.
You mean they're making it up?
Yeah, they're making it up.
So those IRS agents, right? That they hired the 78,000 IRS agents.
I mean, I don't know if they've hired him yet, but I mean, they're hiring him.
Okay, so Amanda talked to our tax lawyer. Our tax guy died. So we have a new tax guy. So the IRS fires off a bunch of paperwork to the old tax lawyer, and they're like, hey, have your guy file power of attorney. Well, we already did all that shit, right? They waited so long, the power of attorney is fucking
expired.
Fallen. Yeah, so my guys reached out to the IRS like every 90 days or whatever.
You're not...
No.
Oh, okay. Right.
Almost. Close.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah, it was a lot of money.
I know it was, but still.
So
you do a lot of payments.
So Amanda's on the phone, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, so what did he say? He said, she's like, Bob seemed like this was kind of a big deal. He's like, I talked to Bob a couple days before he passed away and told us about the conversation and everything, and he's like, this is nothing. He's like, no, don't even think about this. This is nothing. Don't worry about it. I got this. So he's like, the IRS is such a mess. He goes, I don't know where they're going to put these people. They're hiring all these people right now. He said, I have seen warehouses where they're setting IRS agents in folding chairs and card tables, and there's hundreds of them in these warehouses just doing these jobs. He goes, they don't have any place to put them. There's nowhere to put them. I would think the IRS would just, hey, we're the government. We're here to we're going to take all these empty buildings that nobody's using and put them in there. But he's like, don't worry about your shit. What they're doing is they're going after all the OnlyFans moms and shit. That's what that full $600 fucking thing in your bank account was about the last couple of years. So that's what they're after.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're going out and going, hey, you owe us 10 grand. Here's a bill. You just pay this 2 grand and we'll forget all this. And they're just sending all them bills out, hoping people will pay them. So who knows?
Yeah. I mean, you have to think about when you're talking about those kind of numbers, just the infrastructure. Like the infrastructure alone, when you say 79,000 or whatever it is, new employees, that's chairs, tables, computers, all the recruitments that a IRS agent needs. That's a lot of money.
And that's back to that. We don't want to get rid of this thing, right? If you just, hey, there's going to be a 15% flat tax on every dollar you spend, right? They would make more money than the IRS is fucking bringing in. Just chart every time you spend it all.
Yeah,
we could totally get rid of the IRS.
Yeah,
there's no interest in that though.
There's no interest in that because it's about power.
It's about power. Yeah, we have to keep you slaves.
79,000 new federal employees. You as when you're talking about a government entity, there's no government entity that's ever worked itself out of business.
What they were saying was that the new amount of hired IRS agents is greater than Border Patrol, all Pentagon employees, and there was some other agency in there also. They just hired more new IRS agents than these other 3 entities combined.
Yeah, it's a soup sandwich. I mean, I know they were talking about it's like it's either 300 or 3,000. No, I think it's 300. The number of IRS agents that are, even with the new hires, the bump that states will see is actually not as big as people think it is because there wasn't that many agents in the first place because Bush 1 or Bush 2, I don't remember. They cut the IRS's budget, and so they were down a lot of agents. It's just it's really going after the people who are doing feet picks. Like all you feet pick guys, an IRS agent's going to come visit you because you haven't been paying taxes.
And then they're going to want to see your feet.
Trust me, they already have those pictures. Like they're already looking at your feet.
Did you hear about Facebook? Well, everybody got busted for it. Facebook just fired 11,000 people. Those were like work from home people. Amazon just told they just fired tons of people, and they told a lot of people, look for another job. If you find another job, start your other job. We're going to keep you on only till after Christmas.
Yeah, Facebook's problem was what's that? It's not Facebook anymore. It's
Meta.
Facebook problem was Meta. So because they were trying to transition everything to Meta, and you can't make videos of you pretending to be God and then think everybody's going to be like oh, you know what I want to do? I want to join the meta universe so I can worship you.
So
Facebook.
So YouTube got busted for this also, and there's more and more of this coming out. Big YouTube channels are getting their accounts fucking taken down, right? So they go and get with their liaison. When you reach a certain level, you have a dude that you can talk to. And these guys will be like, hey, I'll put your account back up.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to come over and suck my dick.
Or pay a lot of money.
So the thing was the Twitter, right?
Yeah,
they were
Twitter.
paying $15,000 to get the blue check mark.
But
there are a bunch of females, and I would imagine dudes also. Hey, we can go have dinner and talk about this over dinner.
Yeah.
So they go do the fucking hookup, and all of a sudden the fucking Facebook or YouTube, the YouTube page is put back up, and all of a sudden their growth is growing as well.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of people coming forward with that shit.
You know, a lot of the thing about the tech industry is a lot of
weirdos.
I don't want to say weirdos, but a lot of new weirdos are getting a taste of power.
Yep.
And because they're getting a taste of power, before when they were like, oh, you know, if I had all the power, I would just love and hug everybody.
Save the whales.
Yeah, now that they have the power, they're using it in nefarious ways.
Yep.
I mean, that's like have you seen the videos? Have you seen the video of the Twitter employee going to work?
Yeah, there was one from
eating
somewhere
breakfast
else too, I saw, yeah.
Sitting in the jacuzzi,
wine bar on the roof,
wine bar on the roof and all that.
Yeah, they said they work less than 4 hours a week.
So Elon fired 80% of Twitter.
It's even higher than that now.
But I mean, if you think about this, he fired 80% of Twitter, and the page and Twitter never even hiccuped. That tells you that the dream of Silicon Valley is not a real dream. It's all fake.
Right.
It's all fake.
So, if you had a theme song, what would your theme song be?
I mean, I'd have to think about that. I don't know what it would be. Probably something very 1970s. A lot of bass.
Like what?
Maybe some horns. You know, something with.
Holy shit, that's loud. Do you hear that over there?
When you hit the table? Yeah.
I thought I was setting it down.
Yeah, I accidentally touched this and it got real loud. Like that. It's like an ASM. What is that, Brandel, that you listen to? ASMRs? Yeah, just like that.
ASMR.
Hey, everybody, here we go. I'm just fucking with the mic stand. I mean, you know, something with a lot of
like
something
70s porn. A lot of hair.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that would be.
Can't see the vag.
Like you know, I'm gonna get you, sucker. You know how at the end he's like, everybody has to have a theme song, and he's got that whole band that's following him around. Yeah.
All I know about that movie is when he got out of jail, he got his pimp shoes back. He had a goldfish.
Oh, goldfish in him, man, the best.
So, what's your favorite rap song?
Come
on.
I don't listen to rap, John. You know this.
When he says "make that water wet," what's he mean?
I have no idea.
I don't either. But next time I see him, I'm gonna find out.
I watched a show last night where maybe you're throwing water on a person to see if they are actually mermaids.
That's not what he's meaning. It's something to do with cooking dope.
You sure? Maybe it has something to do with the vajayjay.
Get it out the mud. Yeah. What's that mean?
I don't know, but you definitely want to get it out of the mud.
Out of the mud.
Yeah, you definitely don't want it in the mud.
Have you ever seen a guy shot with a 50 cal?
Yes.
Like saw him get shot with a 50 cal?
No.
How long after he was shot did you see him?
Probably 45 minutes.
Did they have to pick him up with like a broom and shovels?
Well, everything is dependent on how you get shot. Like
how many people have you seen shot with a 50 cal?
4.
You've seen 4 people shot with it. Were they all in one line?
Only one with a Barrett. Everything else was M2.
Okay.
So everything else was M2.
Is there a difference?
Yeah.
Because the M2 puts more.
Yeah, the M2. Usually when you're lighting somebody up with an M2, you get a little more action on them. So, yeah.
Are we allowed to shoot people with 50 cals?
Yes, you're allowed to. You're actually allowed to use any weapon in the arsenal. It's a myth when they used to say, "Oh, you can't shoot personnel with 50 cal," and then they would tell you, you're not shooting personnel, you're shooting their canteens, or you're shooting. But that's a myth. You can use any weapon system to shoot an enemy combatant. It's just not very cost effective. So
sometimes there's just rules of engagement, like
sometimes they'll
serve weapon or something.
Yeah, sometimes there'll be rules of engagement where they don't want you, like, for example, I don't know, I'm sure it was like the last 5 years, but like the last couple of years in Iraq, they collected up all the 40 millimeter. You couldn't shoot any 40 Mike anymore.
Why?
Because the reality is it's a little indiscriminate.
Would you like to have a 40 Mike?
Oh yeah, who wouldn't?
Would you rather have instead of a 40 Mike?
Instead of a 40 Mike? I mean, I Barrett 50 cal, M2 50 cal. I mean, M2 would be nice.
What? Are you telling me that you don't have a Barrett 50 cal?
No, I do not have a Barrett 50 cal. It's expensive, man. Those things are some ducats. You got to save some. The problem is
the fucking ammo for them.
No, I mean,
what's a Barrett cost now? 10.
Yeah, they're 10. They're around 10, or it depends if you get it. See, I'm an M82 fan just because I'm old, and the M107s are out, and everybody wants M107s. So those M107s are like 12 to 14.
What's the difference?
And then an M82 is, I mean, you can get them at 9.
What's the difference?
Bells and whistles. There's more bells and whistles on the M107. I mean, it's the base gun is exactly the same. It's not really any different. They just put, full rail on it and all kinds of crazy stuff.
We know a guy when you want one of those.
Yeah, it's just, the problem is there's too much other like Gucci stuff. I don't want to say Gucci because it's not Gucci, but there's when I'm like I'm going to hammer it down. I'm going to get my saw or I'm going to get my Barrett, and I'm like,
do you have a saw?
No, I don't.
You have anything like a saw?
Well, I have
Don't say that fucking old.
Well, I do have a 1919.
We were shooting that at the indoor range.
A Browning
Oceanside.
A Browning 1919, but I also
it was making a lot of sparks.
I also have the that belt-fed 5.56 upper.
If she ever went to sell that range, when they fucking, imagine their surprise.
Yeah, imagine their surprise. So I have a belt-fed 5.56 upper.
So that's like having a saw.
It's almost like having a saw, but it's not quite like having a saw.
Grand Thumb says for a civilian like yourself.
Yes.
That's a better gun than the
it when you're talking about semi-automatic, it is a better gun. But the saw was the first rifle I carried in the Marine Corps, so
that's right.
That's kind of like my, it's my kryptonite. I got it. I should have it, but I don't.
Did you ever carry a Barrett?
Yeah, carried a Barrett. That's again, the M82 was the gun that is the 50 cal that we had in the sniper community, or when I was with Stapleton. So look that one up.
So is it like the movies, right? Okay, this is your mission, and then you go into your underground room and you pick your guns that you're going to take for your mission. Is that how it was in the Marine Corps?
No, you don't. There's no underground rooms. You go to the armory and you kind of just.
Do you have to give them your ID?
You don't have to give them ID, but you have these little cards that have your name on it, and then it has the weapon on it, and then you give them the card, and then they take that card, they put it in the slot, they give you the rifle. That way, when you don't come back, they go, "Oh shit, Scully's out in town with a 50 cal."
I can't get guys to bring screwdrivers back. I could only imagine if we were handing them fucking expensive stuff.
Yeah, you have to have a tool room, John. If you establish a tool room and you just hire you a little troll to sit in the tool room, and every time somebody comes up and it's like, "I need a hammer," he's like, "Give me your driver's license."
So what would you rather? So 40 Mike, would you rather have
40 Mike,
like a belt-fed Mark 19 or like a 203? I would think the 203 would be way more usable.
It's a trick question. I would really like an M79 grenade launcher.
Would you rather have that or like the newer ones? Like, they don't use the 79s anymore. They have
no, they're still using the M79s.
But they've got like those HK ones and shit.
They have that rotary 6-shot one. The Marine Corps got those. Those are really cool. They shoot really bitchin'.
But those are they're like the Irwins or whatever. It's like a double action.
Yeah, it's kind of double action.
Revolver, right?
Yeah, but I still would go with the M79. It's just more user friendly.
So there's illumination rounds.
Loom, yep.
Proc rounds.
Practice rounds.
HEDP.
What
else is
there's like a buckshot round. That nobody ever sees anymore. And I'm sure there's some sort of weird stuff, but the only thing that the military really uses anymore is HEDP and then the looms.
That's the gold ones?
Yeah, it's the gold one.
Did you ever get to use thermite?
Yeah, yeah.
Like just the can?
Just the can of thermite.
What'd you use it on?
Some Dishka machine guns. We tried to melt them.
Oh, God, I bet that hurts you.
And it did. there's a lot of sadness overseas when it comes to weapons. It's actually pretty funny. There was these 5 heavy machine guns that they wanted to get rid of, and so, I've seen all the movies. I'm like, I tell my CO, I'm like, hey, we just throw some thermite on there, it'll burn right through those things, and it'll be good to go. Didn't do damn. We got them all together with the barrels, put it on the barrels. It didn't do a damn thing to those guns. The guns were. I feel like we could have hosed them off and shot them. Didn't do anything. And we did 2 thermite grenades on them.
So what would be the way to?
I thought, again, because of the movies, I thought attack the barrels, but the barrels are actually the hardest part of it. So
the receivers.
Yeah, it would have been better to just dump them in the receivers.
Got it. And that would have done it.
And that would have done it. It'd have ruined the receivers.
Did you ever get to use plastic explosives?
Yeah, we use C4 all the time.
Just C4, not that evil Syntex kind of.
I don't.
It's always from the movies, right?
Yeah.
This is Syntex.
I don't think I've ever used Syntex. Now we did use dynamite at SOTG, which was kind of interesting.
Like actual dynamite?
Like you see
sticks?
cartoon dynamite. Yeah,
Did you have to light
sticks.
it?
No, you still used a blasting cap to detonate it off, but and then we used AMFO, which is the cool
ANFO.
The cool terrorist.
That's what guys are making in their bathtubs.
Yeah, we used that.
That's why we can't buy fertilizer. Fucking
yeah, that's why we can't buy fertilizer anymore, which is weird, because we both know a farmer. I've talked to him about this before, and he's like, "All that shit's still in there."
Yeah.
So, and he buys it by the tanker truck.
Right.
So, I mean,
does it come liquid or does it come pellet?
I believe his is liquid. So, I mean, yeah, you get to use all that stuff, but
take a wild guess of what a IBC tote of Roundup costs.
Ooh.
Did we talk about this already?
We haven't talked about this, but I bet I'm going to say. Let me just throw this out there. $1,500.
Oh, you're way the fuck off.
Really?
Yeah. $10,000. So there's an IBC tote sitting at Rural King on the back patio over there in fucking Clarksville, and I'm just wandering around looking at I try to look at everything, and people are like, when I go into like mom and pop hardware stores, they probably think I'm casing the place. They're like, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, they always do that.
Nope,
to me
for the
too.
10th time, I'm just looking around. I don't tell them that, but I'm literally just looking because I don't know. 2 years from now, I'll be like, I remember where that was, right?
I do the same
when the
thing.
project happens. Yeah. And in the back patio, they got this IBC tote, $10,000. I'm like, what the fuck is in this for $10,000? It's a fucking IBC tote of glyphosate. It says Roundup on it.
The thing to say, John, when they ask you, "Can I help you?" You say, "No, I already found what I need. I'm looking for something I don't need," and then they completely leave you alone. Yeah, but it's interesting that you say that $10,000, because
this was 3 months ago, probably.
That farmer that we talked about,
I bet he gets a better price.
I mean, but still, let's say what's a better price? 20% off.
Yeah,
that's still
probably.
That's still big money.
Yeah.
I went over to his place one time, and I'm like, I need some IBC totes, and he's like, I got 5 right over there from last season. If you don't
drink out of
them.
them.
If you don't mind Roundup, you can have them. And I'm like, I'm going to use them for, okay, I'll take them. So I took them home. They still had Roundup in the bottom of them, like, below the spout point. And I thought, well, I'll probably get that out of there, and I could probably use a little bit of it, because it can't be that much. It was 6 gallons.
Yeah.
Each one of those totes had 6 gallons of Roundup still in it.
The tote they brought here, that mega tote thing, that round one, they had the pump and shit we were working out of. It's empty to the point we can't unload it, right? We can't get to it anymore. But if we turned it, there's at least 10 gallons in that thing.
It's amazing how much is left.
And what they're getting is not the shit you and I buy.
No. The stuff that comes out of those totes is the stuff that they used to spray in Vietnam.
Yeah, it's the shit like
it's the real deal.
Yeah, don't breathe that. You'll have cancer tomorrow.
It's the one where they're like, "Have you used Roundup?"
Yeah.
You have a class action lawsuit? Yeah.
Didn't you used to have? You had 2 kids in sniper school that were spraying each other with Roundup.
I had a
the Butter Boys.
I had the butter boy. I had an individual who worked on a farm as a young lad, and they used to have 2 seats.
They still have those
on these sprayer tractors, and you would sit on the seat, and they would drive through the fields, and you would have a little hose, and you would spray the Roundup on the weeds, right? So you drive through, and they'd be out there spraying the Roundup on the hose. And he's like, yeah, it only takes about an hour before you've been out in that field and you're bored, and you're like, psh, shoot your friend. And then he's like, psh, he shoots you, and he goes, it's every time you go out there to do that, you come back and you're covered in orange shit.
No matter what sprayer I use, I always have that shit all over me. It's dripping down the back of my calves, always. I put pants on, and when I'm like, okay, I'm not getting any Roundup on me today. Like, you should probably wear like a Tyvek suit or something when you spray that shit.
They wore Tyvek suits, but he said you would still, when you got home, you would your skin, you'd still have it all over your skin
and burning you. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Fitter. He had a job.
Was this the guy Mini Pig?
This is the Unstoppable. He was
huge, right?
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he was a farm boy, so he was decent. He wasn't my huge guy.
Speaking of Mini Pig, guess who hit me up the other day?
Who?
Jared Johnson.
Oh, really?
He commented on some shit. I saw him comment a couple times. I'm like, who the fuck is this? And it was him. I'm like, long motherfucking time. He's like, yeah, I hope you're doing awesome. I'm like, yeah, I've only reached out to you like fucking 1,000 times.
Tell him to send you one of his knives.
He is making some knives now.
Yeah, he's making knives now.
Yeah.
I'm interested in.
You want me to put you with him, or you got contact for him?
No, I mean, he's on my Facebook. I'm
Instagram.
Instagram and all that. So,
do you have an Instagram?
I have an Instagram that I don't use.
So, I try to send you stuff off Instagram all the time, and I can't ever find you. So I take the link and I send it to you in Facebook. Do you get those? You see those?
I get the Facebook.
Okay.
I get all the Facebook links. Instagram, I have an account, but I don't ever go on it.
You don't have to see them. You don't actually have to have an Instagram account. You don't have to be logged in to see the posts.
I'm even logged in. Like if I get on my phone right now, I got Instagram, but I don't want to invest the time to figure out the
curate it
algorithms and do all that. Because even the reality is, I don't want to say this out loud, but even my Facebook page is not real. I mean, it's real, but it's not real. You know what I'm saying? My Facebook page isn't real.
I don't know what you're saying.
My Facebook page isn't real. Like you're not going on my Facebook page and going, "Oh, I know what Scully's doing this month."
Got it. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not real. All I do is forward other people's bullshit. I'm not on there telling people,
That's what
my life story.
When we're going to do a podcast, I should just look at your fucking Facebook page and see the 400 things you shared yesterday.
Yeah, and trust me, like, and some of you will know this, that when it says, I don't know, IRS agents confiscating guns, I forward it. I don't even read the story. So it could say, the story could be like, just kidding. They're not really confiscating guns. Everybody's going to get free popcorn. I didn't read it. I just don't have time to invest in those social media platforms where everybody's just looking for likes or looking for love.
When's the last time you had popcorn?
3 nights ago?
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you make it?
In the microwave?
That's not real popcorn.
Well, is there real popcorn?
Your woman goes to all these antique shops. She has not brought home a popcorn popper?
No,
I bought, it's a box with a lid. It's got a long handle. You can put it in a fire. It makes popcorn.
That is an antique.
It is. My concern, it looks really nice. I'm wondering if somebody sprayed it like with some paint that's going to poison me.
True. And again, I'm not going outside and making fire so I can have popcorn. The microwave.
You could do it over the stove.
The only thing that the microwave's good for is making popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So popcorn is.
It doesn't even warm up bacon well. Like if you make a lot of bacon and then you try to warm it up the next day, it's fucking terrible.
The microwave, you can't warm anything up.
I think I'm healthier because I don't use the microwave.
Or not.
Not healthier because
not healthier. Why? Because you're not getting your
dose of radiation.
Dose of radiation. I had a friend whose dad retired from the Marine Corps in 1975 as a sergeant major, and he was in 1st Marine Division when they used to put them all in trucks, drive them out to Las Vegas,
and look at the nuclear blast.
Put them in trenches and blow up a nuclear weapon, and then march them out to go look at all the nice little glass that they've made and stuff, and then home. And he used to always say, That's why I've lived as long as I've lived, because of all the healthy radiation I got as a young lad.
Do you ever remember being at the Carlsbad Starbucks and there was an old timer in there, and we would talk to him? I remember Mike Bottoms and I spoke to him several times, and every time we'd see him, he'd have a little bit less of his ear. They were cutting parts of his ear and his nose and shit. And we just were talking to him one day, and he said he was standing on one of the ships when they detonated one of the fucking bombs, and he said that the blast eventually like put waves over the deck of the ship when they were all standing there. He was that, how, I don't know, a teeny McColl or something?
Yeah, the Bikini Atolls. Yeah, the Bikini Atolls.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
But he was out in the ocean on a fucking ship and watched several of these fucking things go off.
Yeah, that used to be in the golden age of nuclear weapons, it was the coolness. Like, the coolness was to be out there and see that stuff, because like using Roundup, when something is dangerous to us as human beings, but we don't get immediate effect, like if we're pushing it out 10 years, then if we can't see it, if we don't, if Brandon was standing at the precipice there watching a nuclear device go off and it went off and his ear fell off, no one would go watch those things. But because the long-term effects of radiation takes time, everybody goes, they're like, hey, see, nothing happened to Brandon. Brandel, he's all cool over there on the ship.
Those are the horror films I like, where old nuclear test sites, and there's still some people living in the caves and shit.
Still living in the caves?
Yeah, those are the ones I like.
You think about, because, again, the U.S. government never has your interest at hand. They're never really thinking about you. Like 1950s, they sprayed radiation into the poor projects in Texas in order to see what
they did that more recently. I think they did that as recently as the 90s. I think it was in Chicago,
to see what the effects of radiation are.
And they actually launched them from a Freemasons temple. They actually launched them off of the roof into those towers. And those towers, when that all got dimed out, those towers were actually dropped to the ground, and all the debris was cleaned up in a period of like fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you're ever in a situation where the federal government comes in out of nowhere and they're like,
"Hey, help you.
Guess what? You've got free medical. We're going to check on you every couple of weeks to make sure you're doing fine."
Isn't that kind of what the VA is?
Then they've done. No, VA is just a crumbling relic of a bygone year, and they don't do any. I mean, I'm sorry, VA.
You don't think
I'm giving you a bad
rep.
rep.
Take these guys' blood every 6 months so they can check their science experiments.
No, because when you're at the issue with the VA is when you're at the VA level, the government is already done with you. They've already done that. Like, so, for example, they just came out with a scathing. Go ahead and look it up. Department of Defense scathing report on vaccines and what is going on to military personnel, with all the things that are going through the roof right now, miscarriages and things like that of military personnel.
The current
military. So when the government wants to experiment on you, they do it while you're in service. So they don't need to wait till you're at the VA.
Have you heard about this movie came out 2 days ago called Suddenly Died?
No, I haven't heard about that.
So look it up if you're interested. Let me check and see if that's actually what it is. I'll send it to you. I just didn't figure you would watch it. It's called. I send it to Josh. Work premiere, Died Suddenly. You can watch it on Rumble. It's free. It's also on Netflix. But that's what it's about. It's about exactly that. Marjorie Taylor Greene came out yesterday and said, we will be investigating this. All the big names have all talked about it. But that's what it's about. It's about those. I think it's just the mRNA vaccines, though. I don't.
Yeah, it's the mRNA. It's the mRNA. It's those vaccines.
So somebody had asked. And Jack Spirko pointed this out. People were like, so all these turkeys have died, right? The turkeys have died from the bird flu, right? We've killed all these turkeys. All these chickens died from the bird flu. They didn't actually die from shit. The fucking farmers killed them. They had a sick chicken.
Yeah.
And out of panic, call the FDA or whoever, and they come in with their PCR test. There's literally a dial on that fucking thing. You can dial the PCR test.
Well, yeah, the PCR, and the
dude that made it said
the dude
it was
that made
never
it,
made for this.
Yeah, the dude that made it has actually said that you can, if you want to detect, I don't know, if you want to detect farts in somebody, you can PCR test it. You can dial it up so it says farts are in there. It's not for what they're using it for, but if you think about it, it is exactly
what they're using it for.
What they're using it for, because they need people to believe that something is worse than it actually is.
It's like when the canine on. We're gonna search your car. No, you can't search my car. We're bringing the dog. The canine officer can signal the dog to fucking alert. Right?
You don't know
it's the false positive.
Yeah, you don't know what the dog, like, the reality is when they bring the dog. The dog could walk over to your car and sit down, and the officer could go, "Oh, he's alerted." The dog could walk over your car, piss on your tire, and he could go, "Oh, he alerted," because you don't know what the alert is. Fortunately, you're still going to go to jail. I don't want to say you're going to go to jail. You're still going to waste your time, and you're still going to get your car impounded, and it's still going to be a big headache. But when it gets to court, it's going to get thrown out. The Supreme Court already said that that's
so. I question: Do you watch these cop watch videos? Like license registration. I'm not giving you my license.
Oh, yeah, all that stuff.
But so many of these videos end with the cops like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like they're just irritated.
Yeah.
Like they just don't want to. I wonder if that's real or if that's being cut together to make it look like that.
No, it's 100%.
Did they not really throw that motherfucker on the curb?
It's 100%. Some of that stuff is 100% real, because you have to understand, being a police officer is not all hanging onto the skid of a helicopter and jumping from building to building chasing criminals. It's a lot of paperwork.
Have you ever hung from the skid of a helicopter?
I've stood on a skid of a helicopter. I haven't hung from one.
Was it flying?
It was flying. Yeah.
Were you clipped into anything?
No.
What kind of helicopter?
Huey.
Like
The early days of the Marine Corps was a madcap wild adventure. But it's not, cops, they got to do paperwork, and
lots of it.
They got to do lots of paperwork. And if you're at the end of you're at the end of your shift, you're getting ready to go off duty. Do you really want to go back to the police station and fucking sit around for 2.5 hours typing up a report about some, what do they call themselves? Sovereign citizen? You don't have time for that.
I don't think a lot of these guys, I don't think they're even sovereign citizens. Like,
no, they just watch these videos and think,
there's a particular one where
no.
this black dude's driving, and they stop him, and it literally looks like they stopped him for driving while black, right? And they're like, license registration. They're like, I'm not giving you my license registration. Why? Because I don't have to. What are you stopping me for? Am I being arrested? Why are you detaining me? What law? What crime do you suspect me of? That's the one they all use now, right? And he's like, they said something. He's like, you better get an attorney. He's like, I am an attorney. He's like, yeah, right. You're an attorney and an Uber driver. And turns out motherfucker really was a fucking lawyer. And he was also driving as an Uber driver. But it looks like they stopped him but at the end of all of it, they're like, get the fuck out of here. Bring your fucking sergeant. Call your supervisor. Call your sergeant. And then you got, half the department standing there
for something that...
And a lot of them, they'll end up fucking break asp in the window or pepper spraying the dude. It's going to be a long-ass fucking day for you. But, I mean, I would assume that these guys are getting quite the payout at the end of this shit. And I'll bet that department don't do that shit anymore.
I don't know if people are actually getting paid. I don't believe that people are getting paid, because if law enforcement had to account for things that weren't legit, they wouldn't pull anybody over. They wouldn't.
And that's what it's about. It's about revenue.
Yeah, it's about revenue.
When we see law enforcement here in town, and you see them pulled it, like because you'll see it frequently, right? You could drive around every day and never see one parked there waiting to write tickets. But then when you do see them, you see a lot of them.
It's about revenue.
Yeah,
I mean, if you ask any
that you actually know
legit law enforcement, they'll tell you. Like we know a law enforcement officer who worked for a city in Los Angeles where the only thing he had to do was pull over and impound 2 cars a week. That's it.
And then
after he did that,
pulling over all Mexican
he didn't have to do
people.
any other. He didn't have to do anything else. And they racially profiled. They would pull over any car that was full of Mexicans because they knew that they wouldn't have insurance, they wouldn't have driver's license, so they can impound. Now, understand, this city that this individual worked in was completely run by Hispanics. There was no white people on the board. It was all Hispanics. And the way it worked was, because they didn't have driver's license insurance, the car would get impounded. The tow truck company kicked back to the city council, and then that car would sit in impound. You knew that those people weren't going to come and get their car, so then it would get auctioned off, and the city would get a kickback. So they were making, they eventually all got busted, but you had city councils where the mean income, I think, was $25,000, and the city council guys were making $200,000 a fucking year.
Kind of like Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, kind of like that, where you're just using, I don't want to say loopholes, but you're using loopholes in the law in order to pad your books. And the same city, they had a motorcycle police officer.
That's this guy.
No, this guy was in a unit. We're thinking of two different
guys.
guys.
We're talking about. Yeah.
We're thinking of two different guys, but they had a motorcycle police officer, and you had to do a certain amount of tickets a day, a month. I'm sorry, and I think it was 300. I think it was 350 tickets a month, which sounds like a lot. And I was like, God, how can you write that many tickets? And he goes, because I could do that in one day. He goes, everyone is breaking the law. Everybody is breaking some sort of traffic law. And when he first got on the motor, he didn't really know about the quota. And so he just started busting everybody that was doing something wrong. And then the other cops are like, bro, you need to slow down.
Making us look bad.
Your numbers are too high. You're making us look back. Ease it up. Again, this same patrol officer was like, I get on the bike at 7:30. I'm at my spot at 8, 9:30. I'm done writing tickets.
What's he do the rest of the day?
Rest of the day, he goes, rest of the day I get to do whatever I want to do because I have to make that average. Otherwise, everybody else looks bad.
But he has to stay there in uniform in case something actually
happens.
happens,
He's still on his bike and he's driving around. And if Brandel robs a bank, then whoop whoop. He's only gonna go to the real things. Like, so if you don't use you do an unsafe lane change in front of him after 9 o'clock. He's like,
I want to be like, how many banks have you robbed? But you know that we can't even fucking joke.
Yeah, we can't ask that. True. We can't even joke about it. I'm sorry. I know that he has not robbed any. I take that back.
When we're like,
I'm going to assume that he has not robbed any banks.
The phones are probably tapped. They really were tapped.
Yeah, they really are tapped. I mean, they're always listening. I mean, there's a dude at NSA.
Yeah, they don't have to tap it anymore.
There's a dude at the NSA right now watching this video, and we haven't even uploaded it yet.
We used to be like, we have our own drone task, our own satellite, but they've got all these little drones now.
Yeah, they don't even need to do that.
Okay, we got some questions.
Oh, questions.
In the members section here.
Members? How many members are there?
I don't know how to. It's a trip, right? This is my YouTube page. I'm not a member, so I don't know how many members there are.
Who's running the YouTube page? NSA?
Me? Oh yeah, probably NSA.
I mean, who?
But
decides?
I can't. There seems to be things I can't see on the backside because I'm not actually a fucking member of my own page.
Do you accept memberships? Are you the one going, all right, Bill, you can be in?
No, it's automated. They pay $1 a month to be a member.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, $1 a month. Right.
Okay, yeah. Benchmark Signs and Gifts says this was probably answered, and I'm going back quite a bit. But what tractor did Scully end up buying and why?
Got the Kubota 4760. I got the Kubota because
nice electric tractor.
No. It's a diesel. I got the Kubota 4760. You get the Kubota because
dealer support.
You can't get anything else because all the other real farmers will laugh at you. So you got to have a Kubota.
John Deere's pretty fat up in this place.
Yes, but our farmer connection, his mother has a vendetta against John Deere.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because when I went into the John Deere dealership, I've probably been in there 3 or 4 times. They were fucking no help whatsoever. Like I went in, cash in hand, ready to buy a lawnmower. Like they were a fucking zero help over there in Paris.
Yeah,
man, fuck those guys.
that's exactly what I was told by a certain person's mother. And so again, I'm not going to get anything green. I won't even get like an old forestry truck because I don't want her to think that somehow I bought.
So they were harvesting last year. They were harvesting cotton.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I hit Jack up. I'm like, when you cut? And he's like, we're cutting right. I go, I'm going to go and drone it, right? So I go over there and she's there. I hung out with Mom for, I don't know, an hour probably. I always like talking to her.
Yeah, she's the best.
I always enjoy spending time with her. But we filmed a bunch of drone of them cutting that cotton. He said that was the first time cotton had been planted in Benton County in 50 years.
I know he wanted to do that.
He did. They were bringing it in, man.
Yeah.
And all that company in there cutting that cotton, they're rolling in money, man. Every piece of equipment out there looked like they had detailed it before they went and cut.
Multi-million-dollar industry.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So Kubota 4760.
Four-wheel drive.
Four-wheel drive, just under 50 horsepower. It's like 46 horsepower. It does everything I need it to do. I bought all the implements. It's got a cab because
fuck yeah,
I wanted air conditioning.
Best air conditioning you have.
Yeah, I wanted air conditioning. It's got a radio and all that, so it's a nice rig. I can't. I mean, I'm sure that there's probably better equipment, but you're once you start crossing that, once you start getting into 65 horsepower and stuff like that, you start talking about real money. This size tractor is like buying a car. It's not super expensive and it's doable.
So I bought the 75 horsepower skid steer because it's truly 74 horsepower because once you hit 75, you got to do the def bullshit. But I'd drive that just to take the trash out. Like I'll pull it around back to take the trash and then drive it around I just like driving it. Do you have a joystick in yours? Is it like it's like a video game, right?
No, running the implements, running the bucket and stuff like that. It's
like my John Deere one.
It's better than the John Deere, but it just because it's newer. But it's still pretty clunky. It's not. Man, it's not at that next level yet.
Every time I think about getting rid of that John Deere, every time I said it to you, you're like, it always starts. We should keep it. So that motherfucker's still sitting back there because every time I'm like, I could probably get $20,000 for this thing.
When's the last time you started it?
When you started it?
I mean, reality.
Cody's used it.
Yeah, the reality is, John's got a lot of stuff. Like he's got a lot of equipment. He's got some expensive equipment, and I mean, I would say that tractor's probably not that expensive. Originally it probably wasn't that expensive, but that John Deere, it doesn't matter if it has been like there was a bird nest, like a full family bird nest underneath the seat when I fired it up. To get it fired up, obviously I cleared the bird nest down, but it just fired right up. That John Deere, that particular model, doesn't matter how long it's sitting. You would think that the diesel would have gelled. I mean, because it was sitting for a while.
Through the snow and ice and everything.
Yeah, snow and ice. I think it was wintertime when we fired it up, and it took, I want to say we charged the battery, and then it fired right up.
Are they not putting ethanol in diesel? Because the diesel doesn't seem to have any problem. It's just the gasoline shit.
I don't know what the chemical makeup of diesel is. They might put it in there, but
every time I think about that, I'm like, okay, we could sell this thing for $20,000, right? We'll put the box blade in there and the bush hog and give them the trailer with it and everything. And I'm like, what would I wouldn't have shit to show with the $20,000 though. I would do a bunch of stupid. I wouldn't be able to point at one thing where the $20,000 went.
Yeah.
Next question. Post this question in the comments of episode 2. So that's another thing, guys. I said, hey, post questions in the last video. I went and looked at the videos, and I didn't see any comments, any questions from any of you guys. That's why we made this post this morning. My plan was to go in there this morning and print out all your questions. I don't know what's going on. I also know when I do a live on YouTube, you guys comment a lot of stuff that I never see. Amanda will show it to me on her phone, but while I'm doing the live, I don't see your comments for some reason. So if it's already been addressed and episode hasn't been released yet, where's the question? Related to topic of explaining where a covert rig shines and where it doesn't, I'd like to hear both of your opinions on other types of rigs and the roles they serve. For example, what variable would determine the necessity of wearing plates in a plate carrier Or when would you consider appropriate to ditch the plates carrier for options like LBE or chest rigs? When do you need plates? When do you not have to have plates?
You need plates when people are shooting at you. You don't need them when they're not shooting at you. I mean, it's actually an interesting question on how you.
Because you were there, like you were doing stuff before armor really existed.
Yeah, before armor really existed.
But as soon as armor came into existence, you have always worn plates.
Always worn plates. It's about it. It boils down to mobility. Mobility. Sometimes mobility will trump your safety. Speed and mobility becomes vital in certain dynamics of warfare. But again, the problem with the current frame mind of warfare is, and I know there's going to be ninjas out there that are going to be like, oh, I don't even know what you're talking about. But the current frame of warfare is not really offensive in nature. It's more defensive, meaning U.S. military units drive around until they get shot at or blown up. The enemy makes the decision on when they are going to fight. And so because of that, you have to be plated up all the time because you don't know when they're not knocking on the door and being like, hey, tomorrow, 7:00, unless you're in Huseva. They had a time schedule for some reason. But they're not going to tell you when they're going to attack you. And because of that, and because you're not on the offense, you can't really make that decision. Now, yes, there are certain elements within the U.S. military that did offensive operations, but that's really 10% of the battle. You know, ninjas, like everybody wants to be special forces or everybody wants to be a ranger. They're not really the ones that are holding the line. It's that PFC from 3rd ID or that Marine from 1st Marine Division who's out there on the street every single day. Those are the guys that provide the scenario where Delta Force can come swinging in the middle of the night in their PJs and extract Bin Laden. It's because of the regular Joes, and the regular Joes are the ones that are just doing defensive operations because the U.S. military has kind of lost its ability to do offensive operations.
It's because we're the only ones that follow rules of engagement.
It is true. We are always worried about something like
there ain't a motherfucker we're fighting that has a rule of engagement.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you an example. Is we were receiving during the first elections in Iraq, we were receiving heavy rocket attacks, and I knew where these were coming from, but because of the rules of engagement, we were not allowed to leave the FOB in order to stop these attacks because they didn't want anything to happen to interrupt the elections. So you just kind of take it in the butt. There's the truth of the matter is the days of General Patton just doing what he wants to do and MacArthur doing what he wants to do are over. The generals are all politicians, and if the politicians don't want things to look bad, then they won't do anything. I mean, they've
been replaced with Miley.
Yeah, they've been replaced with Miley, who is totally ineffective as a leader, and as I guarantee you, Miley was a terrible soldier. They're just politicians, and that is why we spent 15 years in Afghanistan, 10 years in Iraq. I mean, technically, we're still in Iraq. That would have never happened, just 50 years ago. It would have even 30 years ago, the Marine Corps and the Army was a totally different animal, and if you would have let them loose on Afghanistan and Iraq, it would have been over very quickly.
Is it true when you achieve a certain rank, you don't have to pass a PFT anymore? Isn't Miley kind of a big?
Well, he is a food blister, but he's also a general officer, and he don't PT, he don't take a PFT. Like if he takes a PFT, it's a captain. There's a captain that puts on his Miley sweatsuit and goes out and runs it, and Miley's just like, you need to be faster next time, sir.
Oh, so it's not a captain overwatching him.
No, it's not a captain overwatching. It's a captain doing his run for him. Those guys aren't PTing.
We're PFTing. You got to eat 4 cheeseburgers.
Yeah, they're not doing that. I mean, even the reality is there's a sliding scale. So as you get older and higher in rank in the military, a 300 PFT for 300 PFT for Sergeant Major is not the same as a 300 PFT for Lance Corporal Bonats. It's not actually 300 points.
That's how that works if you have a vagina also.
Well, that scale slides even further. Like, it's like a big loop. It's not really a, I mean, I don't get me wrong. There are some tough
Sure there are.
tough females
Sure
in the
there
military. But that is, the reality percentage to females to males is so small that it's not even worth pretending that it makes a difference.
The females are taken into these special projects. They didn't beat. There was a dude that didn't get to go because they let her in.
That's right.
She didn't beat those dudes.
And the dude that she didn't beat had to hold the original standard. They don't hold the original standard.
And he still didn't get to go because her slot was there. Yeah. So John Witherspoon says, John and Scully, quite evident when I see you two together, the bond and friendship and depth of your respect for each other. How did you develop the connection and friendship?
You're getting that from this video? I don't like John at all. And I know John doesn't like me. This is just TV, guys. I mean, this is how you do good production value.
So I'm always,
you make the crowd think.
That's not the case. But I am always surprised when you watch guys and you think that they get along so well. But like comes to mind like Rod Diedrich, right? Big and Rob.
Yeah.
Was it Fantasy? Whatever that show was, right?
Yeah.
And then when you hear when the show's over, they hated each other. Like fucking literally hated each other. And then there was that weird silence.
I know, weird silence.
How did we
I
meet?
had to drink a Diet Pepsi. Sorry, guys. It's my sponsor. I have to do it every 15 minutes.
How did we meet?
It was a gun show.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was a gun show.
No, I think we met before that.
Nope.
From James at the gun shack.
That was after the gun show.
I don't think so, buddy.
I think so.
No, you're cheating on me.
I'm not cheating.
You're talking about some other gear.
No, it was Dwayne. I went to the LA. I went to the Los Angeles, the biggest gun show in the world until they ruined it. Pomona gun show. Went to that gun show because Dwayne was there and he wanted me to come.
You didn't even know Dwayne.
Yeah, I knew Dwayne because
El Negativo, buddy. We met at Gun Shack. I introduced you to Strider. You'd never even heard of Strider. Dwayne had just got back from Bosnia.
I mean, maybe that's true.
Dwayne had just got back from Bosnia.
Maybe your love. Maybe that's true. Maybe your love is stronger.
Dwayne had got back from Bosnia, and we were.
No, I think you're right. You know what?
We were over in that back building with Jim Ramsey, and he's like, "Hey, Dwayne's back in town, and he wants to meet you." And I'm like, "Oh shit, Dwayne's gonna be mad because we've been cutting them legs off of tables and cutting chain and shit with his knives." And Dwayne was like, "Hey, I just wanted to meet you. A lot of people are buying knives because of what you're doing. We should have a shop together." I'm dodging Dwayne, thinking Dwayne's pissed off. And I'm just trying to not fucking...
See, in my memory, I met Dwayne way before they had that shop. Way before they were even, before when he was doing the hard hat diving.
No.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my memory has failed me. Maybe it's not true. But in my head, Dwayne was like, hey, you need to know this guy because he makes the best gear in the world. And that was at the Pomona Gun Show.
No, that was James Rexroad.
Was it James? It couldn't have been James. Maybe it was James.
In Santee.
Maybe it was
James. I was
James.
Driving out there the long way before 52 was there.
Maybe it was James.
To go work out at that gym with him.
Shout out to the Santee Gun Shack.
I bought Bruce, all the... right? It was Gun
Bruce.
Shack and Pawn.
I bought all the real heat from the Santee Gun Shack. I mean, all the real heat came from there. If you wanted some heat, they had it. And James was always... I mean, I don't know if he was just like, look at this sucker coming in here, but whatever
I don't think so.
Whatever the heat was. I never
saw James. I worked there for months with James, and he wasn't like that.
No, I know he wasn't. But whatever the heat was, I had to have it. If there was something in there, I mean, I had to have it. It was good. It was actually a really good, small, It
was really small, but man,
really small, good gun shop.
It's because of people.
I'm sure it was because of James, because even when he took over Super Pawn, they were doing huge gun stuff. Yeah, huge gun stuff.
We have a friend that just bought a gun shop.
Who?
Jacob Herman.
Oh, Herman. Where'd he buy it?
In Gallatin. No. Lebanon. How do you know that?
Lebanon? What's up? What's going on over there?
Lebanon. It's called Firearms Pharmacy.
It's probably.
I said, are you gonna sell weed out of there?
I feel like if you went to Jacob's place, it's gonna be like boutique guns. It's gonna be like super high end shotguns and elephant guns that you shoot.
Yes.
Yes. Things that you take to Africa.
Well,
that's what I feel like.
Combine that with Lord of War.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it. I don't feel like if I was looking for an M60 machine gun, I don't think.
No.
I feel like if I went and asked him, if I was like, hey, M60 machine gun, that he would be like, I know a guy, but it's not going to be on the shelf.
I'll bet it is.
I'll bet. I feel like a 2 gauge. Like he's got a real 2 gauge there or something like that. He's
Probably.
got crazy shit. But
we should have him. We should, because he's sponsoring our show. He doesn't know that yet.
Oh,
but
that's good
because he's going to sponsor this show.
Do you know the name of the gun shop? We give him a shout out.
Firearms Pharmacy.
The Firearms Pharmacy in Lebanon.
We'll get him to come in here and do a podcast.
Get all your African hunting accessories at the Firearms Pharmacy.
Do you want to go to Africa?
No, it's a shithole. It's a shithole.
But they're going to rub your feet and
cook
all kinds of shit for you.
I get that people go to Africa and have a wonderful time, but I don't like the fakery.
There's a different kind of Africa inside Africa.
I don't need to get in an armored vehicle to go to the mall.
That's exactly what happens.
So
you that big wall.
Yeah, if I wanted to go to Africa, it'd be for a specific reason. I'm sorry. I guess I would go to Africa. I'd like to do the whole. I would like to recreate the Leonardo DiCaprio role and do Blood Diamond. I'd like to do the Blood Diamond tour. Could you take me out to where blood diamonds are being dug and let me shoot some guns and maybe fly in a Russian helicopter? That would be cool. Now, I would go to Africa for that. But to shoot a little miniature deer, what do they call those things? Dick. To shoot a dick. I don't really feel like the plane ride is even worth it.
Well, that's not what you would be shooting at, but
it's not, the plane ride's not even worth it to do that. So, I don't have any interest in any big game hunting.
What if you could shoot it with a blowgun?
It'd be dangerous.
Yeah,
but no.
How about with a knife?
Again, no. I just don't. There's no interest in being out there with.
Where would you like to go?
Where would I like to go? Only because I have this idea that I want to go to Antarctica. I want to sneak to Antarctica.
That's the only way you're getting there.
I want to sneak to Antarctica and just do
see.
I want to go and explore Antarctica.
So you want to go to the tropical rainforests of Antarctica?
Yeah, I want to go to the inner
world.
The inner world. I would like to go to Antarctica just because I want to go there and be like, look, guys, here it is. It's frozen. There's nothing here but penguins and
all the pyramids and shit.
And Russians. There's probably, you think about it. There's probably crazy shit underneath the ice because it wasn't always ice. It used to be a tropical rainforest.
There's some Central American pyramids, and they show pictures from the 1900s, and it's just this mound of fucking dirt. But once they excavate it, it's like actual.
Yeah, there was 13th century, 12th century, a long, long time ago. There were some Spanish explorers that went down into South America, and they talked about all these cities that were vibrant and had 35,000 people living.
Everything was covered in gold and
huge, just great cities and all that. And then just a short 100 years later, when new explorers came, they're like, "There's nobody here. What's going on?" And everybody basically said that they were lying, that they made that whole story up. And then recently, LiDAR has found all those cities in the jungle, and it's because the Spanish explorers brought smallpox and wiped all those people out. And it only takes 100 years for the jungle to take everything back over.
Look at Fukushima.
Yeah.
The highways have fucking trees and forests growing.
That didn't take long at all. And our wimpy, the reality is the construction that we do now is very temporary versus the construction they used to do when they were making a temple. So it wouldn't take it wouldn't even take 50 years for New York City to not look like New York City anymore.
Here's another question from Max. What is Scully's most used piece of gear that John made?
The most used piece of gear. Well, so John made me a rig way back. Way back. I think we were probably still wearing OD greens in the military. I'm just kidding. We were definitely still wearing Woodland. That held 17 magazines, and that probably went on the most deployments. That definitely went on the most deployments. I keep teasing John that I'm going to bring it in here and just
you did bring it in at one
put it
point.
on a mannequin for him so he can have it, because that's an old piece of kit, and it went places. I got pictures of it in Korea, Thailand,
South Korea or North.
South Korea.
Did you ever sneak across to them?
No, never snuck across into South Korea, but did end up in Laos by accident. But an entire Marine Corps rifle company, which would have been a big deal if the Laotian army would have been anywhere near there. It would have turned into a shitstorm. I mean, we'd have been shooting blanks at them, and they'd have been shooting real rounds at us. But it would have been a crazy event.
Did you have any moon pie and soda and noodles?
Yes, definitely had. And you know what I think? No. I was going to say I think that rig was part of the noodle soap, but that was earlier. That was Korea, where they can read, where the Korean shop vendors can read maps better than any military logistical guy.
17 mags seems low for you. I thought you carried 24.
No, 17. 17 was, well, it would have been 18. That would have been the high. 18 would have been the high. The Iraq push, once we started going to Iraq, the rig that John made me wasn't very usable because of the body armor we had to wear. So everything had to become Molly. That was 13 mags. You had to have 13. Every one of my guys had 13 mags. So
what about modern day gear? Anything you have?
Of yours, modern day? I mean, I have a ton of gear, but what do I use? I don't really, I'm not scooting and moving anymore. Probably it's lame. The most modern day thing that I use all the time is one of John's clothing bags.
What about, did we ever do ruck mod for you?
Yeah, you did a ruck mod. I still have that.
But you didn't go to war with that this last time.
Yeah, I took it.
Really?
Yeah, because so
just to carry shit in.
Yeah, it's
as luggage.
It's basically Gucci luggage.
Because you're using little tiny packs and shit when you walk out the.
No, nobody's carrying any. Nobody. The problem with the last war. Now I know they've changed the requirements on body armor now, and they don't. But once we went from I believe it was called the Predator. Once we went from the body armor that didn't stop any bullets to the OTVs, no, you didn't see any. Nobody walked out with a backpack, because you're already 160 some odd pounds with all that bullshit, because you had to wear groin protector, side sappies, you had to wear the whole kit and helmet. So a backpack was like, what?
Today, that weight's been cut in half, right?
No, it's only getting heavier. Everything's only getting heavier. Now, they wear less body armor because of Afghanistan. So when they got to Afghanistan, they went to a plate carrier. So all the soft armor, I don't know if the plate carrier has soft armor. Anyways, they trimmed it down a little bit because of Afghanistan. But there's nothing that is... Whenever the military finds something that is lighter, like when they go, oh, you know what? We can make your tennis shoes a pound lighter. They make that tennis shoe a pound lighter, but then they're like, which means you can carry 3 pounds of this other bullshit. It doesn't get any, like the average, if you take the average crunchy, like you take the average infantry guy, he's still carrying probably, I'll bet, 30 pounds more than the dude in World War II.
So Ninja Dave was in here a couple months ago.
Ninja Dave? Or?
Not Ranger Dave.
Okay, Ninja Dave. Ninja Dave.
And he had, I don't remember what brand it was. He's got some hard plates.
Uh-huh.
They weigh 2 pounds maybe.
Yeah, they're getting lighter.
Fucking multi-hit, 30-06 AP, some kind of, I don't know what they were, but they seemed pretty damn cool. And I don't think anybody's wearing soft armor under any of that shit anymore. I don't think there's any soft. Like when we were building all the armor for the SEALs, it was soft. It was PACA and American Body Armor shit. It was soft and then had a place where they could put plates. Yeah. So we were building soft that would carry that with the bulks armor cut stuff. But now there's not any soft armor in any of that shit. It's all just fucking
that most of the plates now are standalone. Even the green plates that we had in Iraq are standalone plates. The soft body armor is not. The soft body armor is not to stop rifle rounds. It's to stop shrapnel. So you're providing more coverage so that when you're driving your Humvee down a certain road and they blow you up, that maybe you're going to survive that. Because even you think about the groin flap, everybody had to wear the groin flap, and that was just soft body armor. There were no pockets for plates or anything.
Yeah, there were
like
guys
that.
wearing like body armor underwear and shit.
Yeah, now I have a Marine of mine that in Afghanistan stepped on a landmine. Didn't really step on it. Jumped over a wall and landed on the landmine. Lost a leg and a foot. And he's like, that's the only reason why I still have block and tackle, because I was wearing that body armor underwear. So I mean, the technology is getting better. It's getting a lot better, and it shouldn't be long before. I mean, they technically have the capability right now to make everything that a soldier wears out of Kevlar. You could do that, but it would be pretty expensive.
Were we seeing IEDs in Afghanistan like we were in Iraq?
Oh yeah. They're the truth of the matter is the Afghanis are the they're the premier source for IEDs. So they know how to do it. They've been doing it since the 70s. The Iraqis were learning it from Iran, but they were getting it from the Afghanis.
So why aren't the Ukrainians blowing up the Russians with IEDs and shit?
Because it hasn't divested. The war itself has not divested to a point where the Ukrainians are doing that kind of warfare. I mean, they still have a standing army. Usually, when you're talking about IEDs and booby traps, you're talking about a force structure that's not a real standing army. It's not like, I mean, you think about the Marine Corps, or
wouldn't they be better off using that
than a Javelin missile that we're sending them for free?
Gotcha.
Hell no.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, why would you? I mean, you could basically say that the way they're using drones is technically an IED, and they have weapons that are technically IEDs, but they're not, because the German government actually makes them. But they have stuff that they just set on the side of the road. The Russians drive by and it fires a missile at them and shit like that.
How do you bring a group of friends, family together to have group support plan? They are all like-minded. They are all like-minded to the point of being semi-prepared, store a couple months of food, water, meds, backup power, and have at least a gun or two with some entry-level training, but they aren't really a major disaster, catastrophe, collapse preparedness levels.
How do you bring them together? Easy. Food. Invite everybody to a picnic. Invite everybody to a barbecue. And then while you're at the barbecue, be like, hey, you know what we're going to do for fun? We're going to set up that GP tent that everybody was thinking we were going to live in at the end of the world. Let's set it up and see how we do it. That's the best way to do it, because then you get to see who your strengths and who your weaknesses are. Because just because somebody has, 900 cans of beans and a bunch of bandages and stuff in their basement doesn't mean that they're actually prepared. Because the truth of the matter is, any type of calamity, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's government induced or it's, Mother Nature, it's hard work. And you need to know who's going to actually be doing the hard work before, so you can start delegating those things ahead of time. You don't want to be, figuring out who knows how to use a chainsaw after the trees are all fallen down. It doesn't, you don't have time for teaching people how to do that shit. And the truth of the matter is, if you're teaching people how to do that shit, then there's people there that are going to be dangerous with the chainsaw. So, or whatever tool or implement, whether it's a rifle, flamethrower, or whatever you're using, sewing machine, you need to know who can do that stuff prior to.
Since moving here, have you found any guys that are worth it?
Yeah. There's some people that are there's some groups out here that are high moral value, that are doing good things. My problem is I'm a scout sniper. I'm the lone gunman of the battlefield. I don't do well with groups. Like, I do well with groups if I'm there and we need to put up a tent, but I'm not seeking out individuals to live the end of days with. If I figure I'm making my last stand where I'm at, and if that's 15 minutes, it's 15 minutes. I'm not getting in my vehicle and seeking out other like-minded. I got too much.
How many of the guys
I got too much baggage.
How many of the guys that are bought property here?
5 now.
But you're not seeking out any.
No, I'm not seeking them out. I'm not. I look at it this way.
He's relocating his whole platoon here.
I look at it this way. Even the people that are relocating here, when the end comes, because I've been doing this for a long time. I have resources and things available if people want to come and hang out at the church while the world burns. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to get in my truck and go over to Bill's house. He's coming here or whatever. Hey, I hope you do well.
It's all okay until they call you a militia.
This is true. I did buy a church, which that's the first step in ATF intervention, but
they'll be coming to burn it down soon.
Maybe. I hope not. It's 100 years old, guys. Just shoot the dog and don't mess with the church.
They'll bring dogs to shoot even if you don't have.
I know they do. I mean, it's weird.
Okay, Josh Gilman says, I'm going back and listening to old Pulling the Thread podcasts on the Fountain app. Mookie, Scully, and Lance, and John, and any other ninjas in your circle, in your primes, who would win a cage match? Also, what is Chef up to these days? Well,
who did you say, Mookie?
Mookie was an MMA fighter.
Mookie, he was also a model, though. So I think if you would
only a hand model, he's.
I think if you attacked his face, he would freak out because you got to have the look. I don't know, Mookie probably maybe. Mookie seemed a little cagey.
Said Lance too. Lance would bite your dick off, twist your balls off, eat your ear.
It would have to be. Do we get to pick what year? Like,
that's true.
I would like to take. Let's say. Do we get to pick what year? I don't know. Lance is a secret badass because Lance gives you
I saw Lance hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, Lance gives you that fake, like, it's not fake. He's a legit dude. But Lance gives you that fake teddy bear, like
he's jolly.
Like, hey, you want to go have what that pizza? I think Lance might trick you into thinking that he's going to give you a hug and then he whips your ass. And then, Mookie,
he'll just like walk up to you all smiling and shit and walk away, and there'll be a grenade there.
Mookie will do some weird shit. So I don't know. I give it to him.
And Chef is on my lives every night. Chef is accessible through social media. He's living in the Blue Ridge Mountains. He was here at the last Self-Reliance Festival. So reach out to him. Like Josh is on my video. I do a video every night at 9:00 on YouTube. And Josh is a moderator on there. Like, you can speak to Josh. So this is Amy Lynn Jones. Where do you see the economy going? Getting better anytime in the near future? ? What is it going to take for it to get better? When Trump is president?
No, when the economy will get 100% better when everybody decides it's time to reject the woke agenda. It is the woke agenda that is actually driving the economy right now. I know it sounds crazy, but all the policies all the policies that our federal government is pushing forward right now is coming from that side of the arena, and that is what's killing the economy. I mean, it's just a fact that Biden's administration is destroying the American economy. You can't just look back to a year before he was president and go, oh, well, things were so much worse. They weren't. Everything was ticking along. Why? Because everybody realized what we needed to do. Now we're pretending that we know what we need to do because of all this wokeism. And once we reject that, like Disney just fired their woke CEO. He's out. They're bringing in the old guy to realign Disney to the proper course. And the proper course is make content that everybody can enjoy. Quit worrying about, do we have to have a same-sex kiss on Buzz Lightyear? Kids aren't watching Buzz Lightyear for that point, but their parents are in the theater with them, and that's not for Disney to decide. So, I think once we reject it, it's starting to happen now. I mean, the reality is people are tired of it, so it's probably going to take the economy a year to balance out. We do have a major crash that we're going to have to go through. Probably the housing market again is going to upheaval because we overestimated the value of everything, and that's going to be the same thing that you're going to see in the stores, because right now all the stuff that we were ordering during the pandemic that was just sitting in containers in China is showing up. So the price jump on all that shit because we couldn't get it is going to completely reverse because it's just going to be sitting on docks and in stores, and they're going to have to lower it, and that's when things will start to level out. But I think it's going to take a year.
Have you noticed the Black Friday sales have been going on for like 90 days now?
Yeah, I wasn't even in the right frame of mind, man. I had to go to Tractor Supply and pick up some more supplies, and I walked in there and I'm like, why is everything? Oh, look at this coat. I need another coat for my coat rack of 50 coats. Why is it 15% off? I didn't even realize that Black Friday already started.
Yeah, it started literally months ago, man.
Yeah.
Everything is Black Friday, Black Friday, Black Friday.
Yeah, sales will keep going until way after Christmas.
Well, I think a lot of people, they're just out of money. And if you look at groceries are up. They're 300% up where they were 2 years ago. So the dollar doesn't go as far. So you definitely, people are not impulsively buying, and they're cutting out things that they don't have to have.
Well, I think what happened, I mean, again, this is just me conjecturing. I don't have any facts or sheets or graphs to show you. But because most of the country was doing what the government said and staying in their homes and not doing anything during the pandemic and ordering everything through Amazon and Walmart.com, they were spending money. They were spending the money that they actually should have been saving because they were at home staring at the walls. And so people burned up the money that they had saved, and now that the inflation has hit them in the face, they don't even have that little nest egg to go out and buy a new car or whatever. Because
almost like it was planned.
Even the used car market is getting ready to explode. Carvana's getting ready to tank.
So it's already happening. The auctions and stuff. I follow some of these guys' YouTube pages, and they run car businesses. And when you go to the car auctions, there wasn't anything there to buy other than Teslas. Like, we got friends that are in high-end luxury markets. They don't have inventory. The stuff, it's just not there. So you're seeing that happen. What was happening, especially during those 24 months, especially when people were getting free stimulus money and they were told, hey, you can't be kicked out of your rental apartment, so don't bother paying rent, right? So they were still earning that income. They just weren't paying the bills with it. Mm-hmm. So they would go in and you have two adults getting this income, right? So they'd show a household income of $84,000 or whatever. The most amount of Chargers and Challengers were sold in that 2-month period than all the other years combined, right? So they all went in and they got these cars. They weren't verifying income. There was no income verification. You could go in and just write that me and her make 80 grand. They didn't call, they didn't check, they weren't looking at your credit score. So they were just issuing these cars out and giving them to people. And now the repos are through the fucking roof on these things.
Yeah, they basically did to the car market what they did to the housing market prior to that. It's anytime there's a scam, the scam's going to go all the way through the system.
That's why everybody lets it happen.
Yeah, all the way through the system. And the banks don't, the truth of the matter is the banks don't lose money. They're even making money off these repros. But it's just this big scam of how to get money now. So, yeah, that's it's interesting that once the stimulus checks started dropping off, then the Dodge Chargers and Challengers and shit started coming up for repo real quick.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
I think we have one more
because you
question on here. No, we have time. I think there's only one more question now.
Okay.
David, John said in a day on the compound video, current ethanol sucks. No, what I said was all ethanol sucks, and might be on purpose. I 100% believe that thoughts. Ethanol ruining components and stuff. You notice, like in San Diego, I'd have a dirt bike sitting in Mom's garage, right?
Yeah.
I'd get a new one every year. And then I would eventually blow the new one up. So I'd grab the old one that had gas sitting in there from literally over a year ago. And you would just kick the shit out of it, and eventually it would start. You'd lay it sideways, dump the gas out, put some new gas in, everything. It would just run. I leave a chainsaw sitting in a shed for 6 months.
Yeah, not even 6 months.
And you go to start it doesn't start. So we take the gas out, right? The carburetor's literally eaten apart, or the gas lines are eaten out of it. Even the dirt bikes I moved here with from San Diego, sitting 6 months in a climate-controlled garage, you go to use it, and the fuel, the gas tank has that nozzle that sticks up in there, right, with the mesh all around it to keep debris out.
Yep.
It has eaten that away. It's literally gone. It has eaten the inside of the carburetor out. So when I buy carburetors now, I just replace carburetors, and I buy 2 extras anytime I buy them, so I have brand new car because the fuel here,
right,
and it's not just the fuel here, it's just that's how fuel is now, and that is the ethanol in there.
Ethanol in the fuel.
Eating the plastic, eating the fuel lines, eating the rubber, eating even the copper inside.
The question, so it's interesting. What you need to understand is it a conspiracy? It's not a conspiracy. It's ineffective government bureaucracy. The reason why you have ethanol in your gas is because of government bureaucracy. That's all. There's not some overarching nemesis outside of the ethanol corporation that's like, hey, it'd be great. Maybe we can put all this ethanol in your gasoline. It'll make it cleaner. The real question is, I would have to say in that, because ethanol's been in fuel for a long time, and I think it's like the pee that they put in diesels now. It's dumb. The real question is, why hasn't the small engine, the small engine corporation gotten together and been like, hey, you know what we really need to do? We need to make small engines that don't evaporate because of ethanol. That's the real question. And, the answer might just be simple as we make more money because
the parts
fail. I mean, because you gotta think that they could put parts in there that wouldn't fail. Because they're
planned obsolescence.
Yeah, but if you know that your customer base is likely to leave that one thing in the garage for a season and then pull it out and it not work, and then they have to go back to wherever to get the chainsaw fixed and the parts bought, and then, maybe it's that simple. Maybe it's just as simple as we need to constantly be making money. Because, they used to make things that last forever.
So with that said, the outcome's the same, whether it's a conspiracy theory or not.
The outcome's exactly the same.
That's I believe that's David Willis. He was I believe Master Chief, did 20 years in the United States Navy. You've met him.
Have I?
Yeah. Huh. He's right up the road, right by you.
Master Chief. That's one of those things that's...
And if he's not a Master Chief, we're just going to call him Master Chief.
It's just one of those cool ranks. The Navy has that. I don't think... Gunny is a cool rank in the Marine Corps.
Master Guns is cooler.
No, it's not.
Master Guns sounds cool.
Because Master Guns is admin. Even Gunny is admin. But Gunny, you could be on a street corner in Fallujah and Gunny show up chewing on a cigar. You know, Gunny's cool. Master Chief is cool too, because I even feel like I could be on a street corner in Fallujah and a Master Chief would show up chewing on a cigar, being cool. You know, that's one of those are those kind of cool ranks. Does the Air Force have any cool ranks? I don't know if the Air Force has any cool ranks, like Technical Sergeant Bill, because they're all on a first name basis in the Air Force. So I don't know if the Air Force, if you've got a cool rank, let me know. Don't they? I think the Air Force has a Master Chief, Master Airman, something. I'm in charge of everything kind of thing. But I don't think he's ever cool, because Dave told me the story of when his senior Air Force advisor chewed him out through email, which is hilarious. I mean, I can't even comprehend the idea.
I wonder if he like capitalized certain words.
I don't even
in bigger font the words he wanted to yell at.
I don't even know how
I could just imagine Dave getting yelled at through email.
Your estrogen, non-male testosterone, you're chewing somebody out through email.
Do we know where he is?
I thought he was. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Amanda knows.
I
get mail for him here.
Well, you know what? All we have to do is throw up a VHF antenna, and I'm sure he'll be on there.
Yes.
He'll answer the call or something like that.
Yes.
But you know what? If we call the space station and we're like,
they'll know where he is.
You know where Ranger Dave's at? They're going to be
true.
like, yes, he's been bugging us all week.
That's very true. When you put your socks on, your shoes and socks.
Shoes and socks.
Do you put left shoe? Do you put a left sock or a right sock on first?
I put left sock on first.
So once you put a sock on, do you put the shoe on that foot, or do you put both
never.
socks?
Both socks first. What if you got to sock around? You don't want to sock around with one shoe on.
What if you get attacked? Wouldn't you rather have one shoe on than no shoes?
It's going to throw you off balance. You want to just if you get attacked, you would either want to be in both shoes or socks. I mean, did Bruce Willis put one shoe on? No. He walked around barefoot.
When?
Even though it was tragic. Die Hard, the only Christmas movie ever made. He walked around barefoot.
So Brian Sayers asked me that question, or I don't know if he asked me, but I heard him say it right, and I'm like, I wonder. So
wait, before you answer this question, I believe Brian would go sock, shoe, sock, shoe.
I think that's what I do, but I do it differently every day. Sometimes I do right shoe, sometimes I do left. So I can use either method.
So you're telling me that you have a foot that has a sock and a shoe on, while you're bare knuckle naked with the other foot.
Yes.
Wow, you are a sociopath.
But the real question is, right? Are you left foot dominant or right? Do you have more power in your right? So would I want to front kick you with my right leg with my shoe on, or would I want that shoe only on the left so that when I front kick you, my left foot is more planted so I can drive more energy into you?
I mean, back me up on this, Brandel, but I do believe that all the best kung fu is done barefoot. I mean,
true.
Or with those little
toe shoes.
Those little Chinese sandals that Bruce Lee wears.
So you know who Tate is, right?
Yeah.
You know he's going to fight Paul Logan.
Really?
Yeah, that's happened.
He's going to fight?
Yeah, that thing we're going to out there in Vegas.
Tate.
Paul Logan's going to be there.
Tate's going to fight.
Tate is a 6-time world kickboxer, right? Champion?
I know he is. And I know he used to rumble in the day.
Not that long ago.
No, he's still training, man.
Mm.
I've seen him over in Dubai. I haven't seen him. I've seen video of him over in Dubai.
He says he spars once a week right now.
Yeah, he's over there with some fight guys training in Dubai and training.
Hey, good on him.
He was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. He was here. He actually flew into the United States.
Good on him. Time is just never a good thing in that kind of arena.
He's younger than we are.
I know he is. I know he's young, but he's young, but he's not young. I mean,
he's pretty young.
You get in. I bet is he 30?
Ish, over
35.
I bet he's right around 30. How old's Logan?
You're going to tell me Tate's 28 years old.
35.
35. Okay, I said he's about 35. I mean,
that's when your hormones are fucking perfect, though, man.
I don't know.
Well, when was Tyson fighting in his prime?
He seems like he's in his 40s, right?
Not to me, he doesn't.
Tate?
No.
I mean, I'm 36.
I would say he was in his. I mean, when I said 35, I was kind of stretching it. I thought 30s.
He's old.
Like, when was Tyson fighting in his prime?
Maybe it's because his head's shaved.
30,
How old's McGregor right now?
35.
Seen
Yeah,
pictures? You seen pictures of McGregor?
Hey, yeah, you seen pictures of McGregor's leg?
I don't know. He looks fucking really good right now, man.
I mean, it popped like a popsicle stick.
Logan Paul is 27.
Woo! Oh, Logan Paul. Well, okay, he's gonna fight Logan Paul. Might be a good fight.
They're both going to walk away with a ton of fucking money.
Oh yeah, it's all about money. You don't fight without making money.
Both
Why would you
walk
do
away.
it? Yeah, I didn't know he was. I now that you say Logan Paul, okay, that makes sense. That sounds like a Logan Paul type of fight. Bringing Tate out of retirement to fight.
You figure when you go to that thing, the cheapest seat in there is $35,000.
I mean, that's on par with Taylor Swift tickets.
When we looked at Pacquiao, when we looked at going to one of the Pacquiao fights, cheapest thing, the cheapest thing to get in the building was $10,000. And you're not going with one person.
It's absolutely crazy the amount of money that there is out there in the world, and why I would never go to a $10,000 Pacquiao fight.
We go because the corporation has a fucking box, you know.
No, you go because your girl likes to get blood on her when the fight gets rough. That's why you go.
Have you seen any of the new bags I just made?
Which ones? Like these right here?
Yeah. Have you seen these?
I've seen these. I've seen these. You showed them to me.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Nope. I just made all of these
No,
in the last
you
couple
didn't.
days.
This one you showed me last week.
Nope.
Because I said, hey, you know what'd be cool? A whole bunch of Velcro on here, and then I could use this, what is this, 19 magazine dangler pouch.
Okay, you did see it.
Wait, how many go in here?
So 10 will fit across. 10 will fit across.
4, 5, 6. So what are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 across? Or do you think 10?
I know 10 will fit in there. They'll fit behind and between.
Yeah, 10. I bet. Yeah.
And then there's this
That'd be
one.
a great dangler. 13 mags.
There's the 4 mag.
4 mag, and plenty of room for your, recruitments.
Yeah, bottles of water and
Bottles of water, Band-Aids,
Kit Kats.
toothbrush.
Or what's your thing? Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Reese's
Yeah.
Peanut Butter Cups.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I mean, it's good enough for Larry Vickers. It's good enough for me.
They didn't call him Larry Peanut Butter Cup.
No, I know, but being that I sat in a room with him and watched him eat.
He's pretty in shape now, I think.
No, I know. Yeah, he's got his. I think it turned out he had some sort of
Cancer.
thyroid or
Something.
something, and so he had to get his act together, which is good. I mean, Larry's
He looks
he's a
pretty
stand-up
well in shape.
guy.
I haven't seen him in a couple of years, but he was
he's got
in
a
shape.
crazy gun collection.
Who's that kid that worked for us that did all the pretended to be Larry Vickers and did the Chris Costa? And
I can't remember his name. He was good.
he was out. We came out there and he was driving posts with Pigman. We gave him 2 post setters, and we look out the door and they're both driving the same post, so they're both holding on to the post setter. It was like the ambiguously gay duo out there.
Yeah, he did a couple of great impersonations.
So do you think he knew? We don't have time to get into the Pigman thing. People have asked about it though. The whole Pigman story. That's 90 minutes in itself.
Yeah, that's a whole.
Do you think he knew that was going on? Because he was like Pigman's boy. He lived it with Pigman for a while.
He had to. I mean, you don't get that much poop behind a couch and not. I mean, that's not like a weekend. That's not like a weekend. Hey, I'm just not going to pick up dog poop and throw it behind the couch. That was a monument to dog poop.
So I can't remember his name. We had a name for him. I don't remember what it was, but anyways, he is a plumber in Memphis.
Okay.
Running his own van now. He's like,
Cool.
I've seen him a couple times since he stopped working here, and he seems like he's doing really well.
I mean, he had a good work ethic. I mean, seemed all right.
Yeah.
And he had hopes and dreams, and now he's a plumber, probably making fucking $80 an hour.
I'll bet he's making more than that if he's working on weekends, holidays, and shit.
Yeah.
Especially if he's got his own.
And what you really should do is save your money, buy all your stuff, whatever you need, your van, and then move out here.
Yeah.
Because a reliable plumber between here and Memphis is not easy to find. There is one in New Johnsonville. The guy is on point. He's a hard worker, young kid, But again, one guy. I mean, I have had a couple emergencies out the house where they're like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm booked up for a month, So, and he came out one time. I had the pipes in the house blew up. And he came 8:30 at night. Him and his girlfriend. They're like, hey, we can fix this, no problem. And they worked on it all night.
Who is this kid?
I can't think of his name. Gina would know.
Young kid.
Young kid. I mean, when I say young kid, he's probably. I bet he's 25, 30. I mean,
It's Cody's best friend.
Could be.
If he's coming with his girlfriend.
I mean, he came one time with his girlfriend. So.
I bet it's Cody's friend.
But it was 8:30 at night when he came. So
yeah, he moved. He's in California now.
Is he really?
If it's the kid I'm talking about.
Oh man, that sucks because he was a good plumber. I mean, he was good.
Do you have a guy to do like small structures and barns and shit?
Well, I mean that they're not Amish; they are Mennonites. Pack Lumber. Pack Lumber does all that. Oh,
right over here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Pack Lumber does all that. I mean, anything you want. I just had a shed delivered to my place from Pack Lumber.
And they build those, huh?
Yeah, they have all the. I mean, I don't know if Pack Lumber specifically builds them, but they have all the contracts to get the guys out there and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Anything else to say?
Happy Thanksgiving.
You got a bunch of people coming over?
Yeah, I mean, there's people coming over. Family. So
our crew's off Thursday, but we're working Friday. Yeah, they want to, because last year we were off. Like, that was the first time we've ever, I think, closed on Friday was last year. Maybe the year before that also, but we're running Friday, so we're closing the gates. I'm going to work all day Thursday.
Yeah.
And then her and I will run, I don't know, Nashville or somewhere.
Yeah, that's the same. I mean, the reality is I'm going to be I'm going to be putting up fence.
Anything you're buying Black Friday?
No.
Anything you're buying? What's your next thing you're getting?
I want to get the biggest TV I can for the church.
Okay.
So something in the, I mean, I know I can get bigger, but like I'm thinking something in the 75 range.
The one upstairs is 85.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get a big. I want to get a big because the back room that we're gonna lodge up has a big wall, and I just want to cover that wall in TV.
Why don't you just do a projector?
Because I'm going to do a projector in the church.
Okay.
So for something different, but yeah, I just want a big TV.
Awesome.
That's it. And I probably won't even buy it this Black Friday because I'm thinking about taking a trip.
Where are you thinking about going?
Illinois. Crazy, huh? It's a communist state, and I'm going to go to Illinois. But there's some Unimog stuff up there I want to get.
So what Unimog?
The 419, the one I bought.
Parts or what?
No, just attachments.
What are you getting?
I want to get. There's a generator, a generator you can put on the side attachment, so you can run a generator hydraulically. There is a 3-inch pipe or a 3-inch trash pump that you can get. 3-inch trash pump generator. I need the hydraulic hammer, so the jackhammer, and maybe tires.
Can you not just have that shit shipped to you?
I want to look at it because it's.
Are you going to drive the Unimog there?
No, hell no. That would take a year.
How are you going to bring it back?
In the truck. Let's take the truck.
Will that all fit in the truck?
Yeah, it'll all fit in the truck. Unless, it'll all. Even if I get the tires, I'll be able to figure it out. Just some tie downs or some shit.
Who's going to go with you?
Just me.
How far is Illinois?
It's a 10-hour drive to where I'm going. It's like 10 hours.
We could go someplace way cooler in 10 hours.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't get the toys that I want to play with the Unimog because
there a bunch of Unimog shit in Kentucky.
It's just a big toy. I don't know if those guys have Unimog stuff, but the place I see this guy that's advertising this stuff, he does SWAT modifications. So they do the company
SWAT modifications.
Yes, the company takes your MRAP and turns it into a. I don't know what you need to do to turn it into a tactical vehicle, but they swap mod these MRAPs, and some of them look pretty. They look pretty badass.
And that's the dude that has your Unimog
and he's
parts?
Got a bunch of Unimogs there, and he's basically pulling the stuff off and selling it. So that's kind of my maybe. I don't know,
because the Amish use Unimog SWAT vehicles.
Maybe
Got it.
Yeah, that's maybe. I might be doing that. I'm not 100% sure. Just depends.
You want to give them some hopes and dreams?
I mean, everything's going to be okay, even if it's not. Reality is,
Would you know that shit is fucked up in the world if you weren't watching social media? Like most people wouldn't.
Yeah, if you just lived in your world and did the things that are important in your world, you wouldn't know that. I mean, you wouldn't even. I mean, the reality is you wouldn't even know who the president is.
Especially right now. I mean,
and would it matter? Does it, when you think about the things that you do on a daily basis, it doesn't really matter unless you live in New York City or you live in L.A., you live in Los Angeles. Then I can see that those policies would affect you directly because that's where it starts. But I mean, if you've made the right decision and you've moved out into the real world and have your own little place outside of gas prices. I mean, you might go in to buy some gas and be like, what's going on with the economy? But outside of that, it doesn't affect you.
Slaves live in fear, and modern day slaves don't have uprisings. You're not going to take up arms against your masters. So they continue to feed you fear. Yeah,
you think about the most of the party lines, everything that for re-election, it's all about fear mongering. It's not. They're not
all the things that they're putting out there against you. Right. Most machine guns are owned by Democrats. Right. They're huge actual machine guns.
Lawyers
are owned by lawyers and politicians, like artwork. Right. So what does that tell you? It's illegal for you to have a machine gun, or it's very difficult. Right. It's not illegal. You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it if you.
But the people passing those laws don't affect them because those people have and generate a lot of money. The laws are only 99% of the laws out there. The punishment for breaking any of those laws is a financial punishment. So what that means is those laws don't apply to you if you have a bunch of money. It doesn't matter. They just do them. They never get caught for them because they don't care if they get caught because then they just pay the fine.
Yeah, they pay the fine. Nobody goes to jail.
That's it. Would you be better off putting all of your effort and time into being happy and making money and just doing the things you want to do rather than fighting over them?
Yeah, just be happy.
Thank the sponsors.
We have sponsors. I'd like to thank Diet Pepsi. I would like to thank the Gun Pharmacy for all their sponsorship.
Firearms Pharmacy.
Firearms Pharmacy. They're kind of a new sponsor to the channel. I'd like to thank them. Go to them. I'm sure it's firearmpharmacy.com.
Probably.
Somewhere in the Tennessee
they're in Lebanon.
Middle area, maybe Lebanon. I don't know. I hope it's not the West Bank of Lebanon. But it would not surprise me if Jacob Herman said, yes, I opened a gun store. It's in the West Bank of Lebanon. The real Lebanon, not the fake Tennessee Lebanon. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if he's like, hey, come on over.
Guys, there's some other podcasts out there that sell gummy bears. We give you more gummy bears in weight and charge you less, and ours are actually better. When we order gummy bears, they actually make them, and then they put them on a pallet, and they ship them to us, and we unload them with a forklift. If you would like to try some gummy bears, you can see our gummy bears and other gummy delectables at soetacticalgear.com, and they're the best. And we actually have them. I don't know why those other podcasts only get them like once or twice a year, but we have them, and you can check them out. I guess that's it.
Is that it? That's it. What? Hey, what happened to the good music?
Hold on. Let me see if I can figure this out. Brandel set it up so you have to touch like 20 things. Where's the Bluetooth? Okay, I gotta do the Bluetooth thing.
No, you don't have to do Bluetooth.
Where's it at then?
It's on the screen, the touch screen.
Where's it at?
You gotta go to the screen by touching the Bluetooth thing.
Nope.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Okay,
more Brandel butt.
Now we're going to go to the music thing. We're going to press over.
And I told you.
There you go.
Oh, there we are.
If it's anything more than...
Wait a minute.
Do the other one.
Wait a minute, that doesn't say.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about realest, one of the realest to try. My family.
Can I do it from here? Will it do it from here? Nope.
Nope. You just changed the color. Oh, now we're never going to be able to find it.
I have we have some more music too.
Put it on there.
I have a guy that does that. That would be you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Man, only 2 Diet Pepsis.
Turn that shit off.